Yeah.
I gotta hear about these cheesesteaks.
I think cheesesteaks are so good. There's not like designated cheesesteak spots. It's so good, man. My whole For You page is cheesesteaks.
He was listening to a cheesesteak podcast.
That's crazy. Yeah, he's gonna have a cheesesteak for every meal for the next month, and he'll never have it again.
Stubby that you turned me on to is the
DP?
extra toasted Cheez-Its.
You get a box of Cheez-Its, you get the one every once in a while that's like well done. You're like, damn, that's a good one. It's a whole box. I took us to a really bad Italian restaurant in Scottsdale one time.
We don't go to restaurants anymore.
Cuts, you have a sense where you'll know if it's gonna be good or bad based on like the smell of the air outside the car.
We just order into the Airbnb.
He wanted to go into a Ruby Tuesdays to smell the place, and then he walked right out.
This is the new episode here of the Bob Does Sports podcast. We are back to back weeks of the podcast here, and the D-Man going through a little bit of trial and error. I do just want to stress as Joe tries to lock in here. Can we talk about the fact that Poppy isn't here and he is not? There is, granted, we decided to do this in the morning. There's no, what could he possibly be doing to not be here right now?
I guess it's his second job. He's picking up a shift at Raising Cane's shift manager on Wednesdays or what day is it? Monday?
I had never heard Poppy use the word appointment until he moved to Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah.
I was on an appointment every fucking day, dude.
He's at the gynecologist.
He's been at the DMV 25 times this year. 12 in Florida, 13 in Pennsylvania.
You know what I've started to realize too? It's like, I just think when it's best sometimes like rather than giving too much, like if you can't be somewhere or whatever, just say I can't make it, like rather than say what it is. I think he's so keen in on making the right excuse that he doesn't realize that yes, he has been to the DMV 5 times this year.
You gotta get a real
You gotta keep track. You gotta at least have something in your notes app. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, how many grandfathers have died of his this year?
Here we go.
You only have 4 grandfathers.
Let's hear it.
These guys, it's 6 of them. Is he coming?
I'm headed to an early dinner and then the Phillies game.
He ain't going to the
that
Phillies
mic
game,
is a problem, Pete.
All right, boy, shut up with the mic, man. What do you want me to do?
Pete,
That's
maybe
terrible.
try turning your computer off and back. The old off and on switch
Not
again,
happening.
dude.
Oh, he's gone.
Jesus
But it's
Christ.
very loud.
It sounded like he's in a locker room shower.
Is he back?
Henry?
Is it better?
Nope.
No.
Oh, I don't know what to do, man.
I don't think did you turn it off and then on? It doesn't seem like enough time.
Why would I turn it off and on?
I mean, try turning the laptop off and then on.
What's that going to do?
Well, that's the
Reboot
classic
system.
move. That's the classic.
I really hope this is working this time.
Yeah,
way better, way
really
better,
good,
Joe.
Pete.
I lost my Henry Rowan Gardner name too. Now I'm
Really
Serena
good.
Williams.
Dude, how did
Don't
you
you
get? How did that happen?
I don't know, man. I'm in shambles here.
You have to type it in.
I didn't type this in. I swear to God.
Oh, might have been from populated from like the last one or whatnot.
All right,
Let's
what I
go in
missed?
the chat.
What the hell's Pop up to?
Pop is going to the Phillies game. Apparently, I don't even with the Pop. I don't even know if that's true, and that's a shame. I think he hates going to Philly games.
He ain't going to a
Says
Philly
no.
game on a Monday night. He ain't going to a Philly game,
What are they
Bob.
even playing? Is it like a big game?
Watch the Phillies aren't playing. Let's just take.
Oh, surely he's not going to do
that
that.
would be
no.
crazy.
Oh
They play the
man.
Cardinals.
God, imagine if they
Yeah,
were
at home,
in like,
at home.
the Phillies
Where's
were
the
in like
game?
Houston.
It's in Philly.
Oof.
Speaking
What
of the
time did
Pop,
you say? Because the game's at 6:45.
By the way, it's crazy how quickly you found that out. By the way, like
Well,
how
no,
did you know
I
that
had
so
the
fast?
I had the score
Yeah,
out.
so-
I just opened it up.
you guys were in Philly last week at. First of all, Bob, you got your. I didn't realize how crazy the Angelo's hype cheesesteak was. Number one, and two, I
So
want to know
cool,
if the
dude.
Pop's house is actually haunted because I wasn't there, but I'd like to hear about the Philly experience.
Pop's house is awesome, dude. He's
It's
got a
really
really,
nice.
really nice setup. He was like shocked that I wanted to go see the top. He's like, "Do you want to see the what do you call it, Joe? Not the roof.
Rooftop.
the rooftop, but
Go crow's
the way
nest.
the stairs are, I couldn't do it with my fear of heights because like
Oh, it
it
was
was like a
really
bar
nice.
and you look down and it's just couldn't do it. But he's got a great spot. And I said I think I'm like obsessed with cheesesteaks now, dude. They're so
This
good.
Bob's rooftop.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, he's got a great
You got the
Wow.
spot.
whole view of Philly there.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Now
dude.
Bob
He's
never
That's
got a
saw it.
incredible.
That's all his up there. But Bob
No
never even went up
fucking
because
way.
he's scared of heights.
Maybe we should move to Philly.
Was it
yeah,
better?
yeah.
He had a
Look at that.
3-story place.
A fucking
Listen,
mansion.
Pop's
It's
making
got a
good
rooftop
coin
fucking
for that
deck.
place. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The
You
real
know what
estate he's
I
got?
can announce that I'm looking into
Oh,
is I want to get an HQ and I'm looking at some space now, dude. I was looking
are
at
Wow.
space
you?
today. Yeah, I really want to do it. Like I want to do like a whole HQ. We had talked about doing it for some time. I really want to do it. Like a little half court basketball court, pickleball simulator, of course, like chipping green. Like I really want to do it.
This ain't a
Um
little HQ you're talking about here.
Oh, it's
This
big.
is a
um,
this is a setup, dude.
I'm looking for something nice. I mean, I wish we were in Virginia. I could have got. I mean, some of the stuff that
Yeah.
remember
Would have cost you
Stubby got
$100.
that spot. Oh my god, dude, it would
HQ's
be
still rocking, dude. Still got that spot.
He
still
paying
got
for
it. Still got HQ.
Yeah. It's the
I
most
mean,
expensive storage unit in Virginia.
but even what you
But
got it for, it's a good price. It's a great
yeah,
price.
yeah. I mean, I can't get rid of it. I don't know what else
Is
to
that
do.
the office?
Yeah.
Wait, hang on
Honestly,
a second.
it's literally just a spot where he could put his shoes. That's literally all it is. So
Yeah.
it's not overflowing through the
Yeah.
closet.
I'll be honest with you. Like someday, well, damn. All right.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Fuck it. Some days, because I would pack all my orders over there. So I would be like, hey, I got to go over here. I got a bunch of orders to pack. That wasn't always the case. I didn't always have orders to pack. I almost never had orders to pack, if I'm being
Ah,
honest with you. I
ah.
would just go over there and lay down on the couch and watch TV and
Order some
beast.
lunch.
Sure. It was a Burger King right next door, right out the window.
Oh.
Remember,
So
remember when you showed me it for the first time and like there really wasn't anything in it. So like you go into the office, it's not like it's like this crazy lapse. Like it's just like nothing. He's like, you want to see it? I was like, yeah, sure. So we walk in and we just like, I was like, what you think? I'm like, it's nice. It's nice. Like
what do you think,
it's just
Bob?
office. Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
room. It's a room. That's all it was just a room.
yeah.
Wait,
I
I
think
want to hear
about
about
HQs. The first HQ I ever saw was Bob, you ever watch that show Robin Big?
Yeah, dude.
Hmm.
That's
They used to have a
Fantasy
big
Factory?
old HQ. Yeah, that's what I remember.
but a
That's
lot
what
of
Bob's
people do
describing.
it. Yeah, I mean, not that size, but that type of like that's just a fantasy factory. Yeah, like walking into simulator, like some people. Joe, you had mentioned that you would get tired of the simulator.
Yeah.
I don't think I would ever get tired of a simulator. Like I think
The chipping and putting is never correct. It's always a little off.
you think so?
The putting for sure. Maybe the chipping not as much, but
Putting's hard.
You need to get a putting green. You can't putt on a simulator. I just can't hit. I get so sick of it so fast at on a simulator.
I
Respectfully
would
though,
agree with
Yams, you
that.
get sick of anything.
It doesn't take long either.
You know what I mean? Like you would want to go home on the 6 hole at Augusta. Like you would be ready to go home. You know
It
what I
doesn't
mean?
sound like a whole lot of work would get done at this place. Like to
No.
call it an HQ is
would be a
that
content factory.
would present that business is being done and work is getting achieved. This just sounds like a fucking this just sounds
Funhouse.
like a basement, dude. This just sounds like an off-site basement.
Bob, can we put in like a what do you call it? Like one of those saunas and the cold plunges?
Sure.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't
Oh,
we?
yeah.
How about a
We gotta have
Baja
peace still
Blast?
going around.
What I would ask
Sure.
Brent to
Frozen
do, like
transfusions.
the Nelk boys have it, where like they put like a bunch of Happy Dad. Like I would want Brent to help set up. Like he would be so good, or at least know who to go to of like a whole have a day section, like a have a day refrigerator and so. Yeah, nothing would get done at all.
No.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I was looking at some of those today, which I think would be really, really cool. It's hard to find something like close by where we live. There was a few spots. But yeah, I think it would be really cool. Fellas, thoughts on Philly? We talked about Oakmont already, which we were at for Pittsburgh. That was a blast. We got a Bob to
When did we talk
Sports
about
major.
Oakmont?
We already talked about it on
Wait,
the
wait, wait.
last podcast.
I got to hear about these
Oh, I thought it was
cheesesteaks.
when I was out.
You started with the cheesesteak and you never
Oh
finished.
my god, dude! It's just like you'll see sometimes cheesesteaks on other menus, but like we go around Jupiter or anything out of Philly, there's not like designated cheesesteak spots. Like I think cheesesteaks are so good that it should be bigger even outside of Philly. Like
It's not though.
it's so fucking good, man.
And then
I feel like it's like pizza. Like you got to get the right people and the right people in the right places to get it done. Like if you want a good pizza place, you need somebody from New York that's like
yeah.
relocated down to wherever the fuck it is. Like you need a Philly guy at a fucking sub shop making these cheesesteaks like the right way, or
Well,
it's just like not gonna work.
Bob said too, like a lot of places do try to like replicate like the New York style pizza, but you don't really hear like from cheesesteaks outside, like in Florida and stuff. You don't really hear anything like that. They might randomly have one on a menu somewhere, but outside of like that Northeast area, like maybe I'm sure if you went to like Jersey or some of these other areas, they would have it because they're close in proximity. But like you're not getting cheesesteaks in Florida, that's for sure. You're not seeing that anywhere.
Alright folks, sorry the interruption, but just wanted to let you know that this episode is brought to you by the #1 ticketed app in the game, SeatGeek. Download the SeatGeek app today. NBA playoffs is in full swing. Look for the red or green dot to ensure that you're getting the best deal or not such a great deal. SeatGeek has got you covered. All you have to do is download the SeatGeek app today. Use promo code BDSPOD15 to get 15% off your next set of tickets today. Whether it is the NBA playoffs, concert, whatever it may be, SeatGeek has got you covered. BDSPOD15 for 15% off your next set of tickets.
Yeah. I heard you guys on the Sportsman for like 10 minutes just bashing me on how nuts I am with the whole thing. And like, yeah, I've just my whole For You page is cheesesteaks right now. And
It's
it's,
insane, man. He was
You
listening
get
to a
this.
cheesesteak podcast.
That's crazy. Yeah, I remember hearing that. That's the wildest thing. You also get on like runs, like especially with
yes.
food, like you get into either like a specific restaurant or specific food, and you eat it until you can't ever have it anymore.
Remember when he was
Like
on his acai bowl kick? He couldn't.
he just, dude, he pounds a food right into the ground to the point where it's like he's gonna have a cheesesteak for every meal for the next month, and he'll never have it again. Fish fillet. Remember the fillet of
Oh,
fish?
that's
He's gonna
Oh,
have
right.
fish fillet
yeah.
every single night. He probably hasn't touched a fish fillet in 6 months.
Dude,
But
there's
might never
sometimes.
have one again.
Yeah, and I this whole thing of the I mean we've talked about it before, but even like the food ordering's gotten crazy ever since Big Cat. Ever since I walked in that bar stool, saw how they did things, I'll order like a whole meal just because I want a good bite or two out of something that looks good. And
It's this
yeah, I
guy,
got
dude.
Well,
I
no,
get
Jed,
it.
we talked about this too. His new thing now is he'll go like on the turn at like we'll finish at Die. They have all the snack things. He'll grab like a Diet Coke and he'll be like, I just want to taste. He takes one sip and then chucks it out just so he can like relish that one moment of splendor. It's like insanity.
My new thing is a good Coke Zero, dude. I love
Coke
Diet
Zero's
Coke.
nice.
Coke Zero is better than Diet Coke. Coke Zero's great, and then you know what I've been hitting, Stubby, that you turned me on to is the
TP?
extra toasted Cheez-Its.
Oh, it's the best.
Oh,
It's the
those are
only Cheez-It.
Fire.
Extra toasty Cheez-Its are Cheez-Its. Like
Yeah,
I don't even don't
That should
even
be the
worry about
standard for all
yeah,
cheeses.
because
I agree.
this is gonna be fat, but you're gonna like you get a box of Cheez-Its and like you get the one every once in a while that's like extra like well done. You're like, damn, that's like a good one. It's a whole box
For
of just
sure.
good ones, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta stay away from that shit.
You know who thinks that the Philly cheesesteak is overrated?
I'll kill him.
Oof.
It's a one Keith Yandel.
Whoa.
Really?
Yeah, he
I
sent
saw
it. He
Keith
sent a
yesterday.
message. He's like, these cheesesteaks are overrated in Philly. I guess he played there for a year or two, and again, he didn't like the cheesesteaks.
Did Keith
And how-
Yandel ever win a Stanley Cup? I asked Joe, and Joe, I didn't think you.
He went to
Um,
one, I think, with Florida, but he never won one.
He's
That
awesome.
sounds like his
dude.
career's a little overrated.
He was an Iron Man, dude. That guy, he was out there every night, man. He had a fucking
You posted a video of him last night slamming the fucking. Everybody's got a thing now, by the way, which is enough. Okay,
Yeah,
like
but
not
you
everyone
hate it.
needs a drum at this point.
Yeah, it was
But
pretty
he was
funny
banging
with the
drum.
Biz.
It's hilarious.
Oh my god, dude! Biz is taking it from all angles too, because he's like this Maple Leafs like diehard fan, and so Yandel's been going at him, and then Marchand has been going. It was actually really funny. They actually had a thing there last night. Keith was like, "Oh, come down to sweet something," because when I messaged him. So I went in and I was waiting outside and waiting for him. And then finally he messaged me. He's like, I'm at the Panthers bar. They have created this thing inside, like where the suite area is. It's like, it's the coolest thing I've ever seen. It is literally like, apparently there's a bar in New York that they modeled it after called the Monkey Bar. And it's like this cool, like members only kind of feel. And you go in there and apparently the bar stays open till 3 a.m. So you could just stay in there drinking with like people and stuff. And it's got a full menu, Bob. It's like a restaurant in there. They got the red and white.
How do they keep it like after a game though? I guess they have to keep the stadium open then if it closes and closes.
I was sitting there having a drink with Keith Kachuk. It was sick. Like
dude, it looked like Dan Tana's in there. It looked fucking awesome.
I had one of the best Negronis I've ever had, and it was inside a stadium. It was like full-on bar service. It was pretty sick. But Yandel just runs that place, dude. He runs Amarant Bank Stadium or whatever the fuck it's called, man.
Everyone's got their hill, dude.
They sure do, man.
He's one of the more underrated funny guys on the internet. Two underrated funny guys. I mean, Yandel, and then a guy that we saw last weekend that just cracks me the fuck up, and I know you guys get a kick out of him because he had me and Stubby going when we first saw him. Francis Ellis, when we saw him in the lobby, he had us. What a funny, like he's got that rare, like raw, edgy humor. He's fucking hysterical.
He looks like a guy that's telling jokes about you to your face, like in his head. Does that make sense? Like he looks at you with the smirk, like he's saying something about you to himself, and it's like, I don't like this. Like he's too smart. He's too smart to be around.
Very smart.
No,
very smart.
Way too smart to be around.
I was talking to him, and he was like looking at me like I was a science experiment, dude. It was kind of wild. Like
he just smirks at you. He's just like he's running the numbers on you while he's just like
that
looking
is
at you. It's
so
crazy.
True. I overheard him and Joe in a conversation after we played Oakmont, and we were sitting there eating, and I just hear Francis go, Joe, how did we get here in this conversation? Because like Joe took the conversation to a whole other thing, which we're kind of used to. So then when you hear somebody like call him out for it, it was hysterical.
Yeah, we were chatting, and then all of a sudden he just like stopped and he looked at me like perplexed and was like, how did we navigate to this area of the conversation from where we previously were? And I couldn't tell him.
He is a smart guy. Gums, what's the I want to talk about the upcoming trip we have coming, but when can people expect the next Bob to Sports Oakmont major? Because every influencer that was there is going to be in a fight.
It's coming out tomorrow, so this will be out.
Wow, look at you.
It's already out.
You're going to get that out tomorrow. I know you're getting out tomorrow. That's impressive.
You can just get videos out like this whole time. You guys have just been slow playing us, dude.
All he's been doing is editing.
You showed your hand, dude.
Man, you always gotta. Everybody was there. I thought we should, try to get our video out. I'll tell you what, that course banged you guys. Mainly Demar.
All right.
Oh my god, I didn't notice until because I was trying to make a trailer for it this morning, and I was like just going through it. The whole trailer is just this guy duffing shots. It's just
all right. What are we doing here, man?
He just kept going after that rough. He was just like, I'm not going to lose to this rough. And it just wasn't. He just never beat the rough. Beat him every single time.
Him taking the most pro move of all time, taking that iron off the tee out of the game was crazy.
I know.
The guy told me don't hit anything over a 230 club, 225 club.
Yeah.
It banged me. And you know what? That was the start.
The tee conservative play.
Makes double.
I think I made a triple.
True.
Remember, and by the way, I couldn't catch a break. Remember that first putt? It was like hanging by a hair from going in, and then like how many bad lies I had throughout there, like on the edge of a bunker in the like it was brutal, man.
All right, folks, just want to let you know that this episode of the Bob Does Sports podcast is brought to you by the fine folks over at Shady Rays. Lightweight, comfortable, on and off the golf course. Get an edge up on the opponents. You're going to see us always rocking Shady Rays. This is the Green Wolf collection. Absolutely spectacular. If you head on over to shadyrays.com, use promo code BDS. That's promo code BDS for 35% off your next purchase. An independently owned company. Absolutely terrific sunglasses on and off the golf course. If you do happen to break your sunglasses, not a problem. They got a broken protection program that has you covered. If you don't like your sunglasses, within 30 days, exchange it for either a refund or a brand new set of glasses. Shady Rays always has you covered.
But it was a tough course. Like
I want at it again. I want to get back out there.
The course kicked my ass. The problem was on the first hole, once you shot like a 7 on the first hole, you were toast. And yeah, I'll tell you, everyone within a 50-mile radius of Oakmont heard how deep the rough was from you.
Oh, he would go out on the phone and then just show. He had one video of how thick the rough was. People in the airport were seeing, like, anybody that crossed path would show that asked how Oakmont was
a nightmare, man.
They were going to see that video of the rough.
Dude, I was telling Bob, I was so pissed because I wanted to make one of those mocking videos, on the week of the U.S. Open when everyone like drops the balls in the rough and they're like, look at how deep they're. I totally blanked on mocking the shit out of that.
Dude, it was, oh my God. There was a par 3 I hit, I think, one of the greatest 7 woods of my life. It went like 20, 30 yards long, triple bogeyed, maybe even quadrupled, couldn't get it out of the thing. Like, that course there's some courses you go on it and it just feels like a big boy course. Like, going up to the green, it just seems like so high up, getting up there. Like, that had the feel of just
Isn't it like a top 3 hardest course in the country?
It's probably the hardest course in the country. It's one of the hardest courses in the world.
Crazy, dude.
It's that's just like what it's known for.
Go ahead and show the
members. The members love it too. That's the way they want it.
Yeah.
They just
and by the way, we got lucky because it rained so much that the greens were not nearly as fast as they normally would have been. They were like slow by their standards.
Had massive greens. The greens were massive. And the vibes were it felt like it had the feel of like a good vibe club too. It didn't feel like what you might think Oakmont would feel like if you've never been there.
It was old. The locker room was like old school. Like, you could feel history to it.
But that's the thing about Pittsburgh. Like, you're right. It's one of the classic golf clubs of this country. When you think of U.S. Opens, you think about, Pebble, you think about Shinnecock, Winged Foot, and Oakmont. Like, Oakmont is kind of a premier major venue, but it's still in Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh has that blue collar town to it. So even at the most elite levels of golf club, it's still just a blue collar drinking club that they just love their golf, and they clearly like getting their ass kicked on a day-to-day basis.
Starting to appreciate nice courses too.
Had you ever been to Pittsburgh, Bob?
Yeah, I went to a wedding there, so it was brief.
I had never been. I was shocked at how nice it was, how beautiful.
I liked it.
Come under that tunnel and those 2 stadiums and those bridges, and it was pretty. I was surprised.
Yeah,
not that it was a. I just you hear it's like I didn't know it was going to be that nice.
I think the view from my hotel room was the coolest view. Like, I was dying for the Pirates to be playing. Like, you could see the stadium, you could see the Steelers stadium, which was really cool. That was a lot of fun. The next course I want to go to is the one that you were just on, Stu. That Liberty. No.
Liberty. Oh,
I want it. That looks. That was the first time we went. That place looks sick.
Yeah,
it is. The setting's incredible. I mean, you've got these holes that they designed where like the skyline's just behind it. I mean, the golf course is very good, but the setting and the Statue of Liberty and the city view is what really makes that place
like a little boat ride
incredible.
Out there.
You take a ferry.
You can take a ferry. Yeah, they'll do ferry from like Manhattan over, and they take you around the Statue of Liberty.
I
You can
gotta,
drive in there too. I mean, it's
I gotta
sick.
golf in New York. I've never golfed. There's so many good spots to play out there, man.
I
It's
get
tough.
the
It's a tough place to play. Like if you live in New York City, you gotta and you're a
Impossible.
golfer, like you gotta work your fucking ass off to go play golf because it's a day
oh,
thing. It's your entire day to get out of the city, even to get to like Westchester, get out to Long Island. Like
Daily.
you ain't going out and just playing the late 9 holes. Like it's a
no.
Yeah.
commitment.
I
And
see
that
my friends because I
page.
still have so many. Oh, sorry, I'm just still have so many friends that live in the city. I see them like taking the subway with their bag, and then they got a Uber.
I've
Like,
done it.
oh,
Love
I
of the
that's a
game.
grind.
Love of the game, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
And there's this obsession, and rightfully so, with I never played it, but all the Beth pages, like Beth page, all colors, obviously specifically black. That's a 2 day event sometimes. People go up and they sleep in their cars just to get online and get it.
Jeez.
And it's the most like DMV, like bureaucratic government, like it's not legit, like it's very old school. People have like nightmare stories from there and good stories as well, but it's like
see,
it's a
I love
real
golf. But I don't think I would ever be waiting outside of a course like that. Like I don't think I have it in me to do that. Isn't that kind of the deal? You can't line up
St.
outside, but St.
Andrews.
Andrews, don't you have to go put your name on? It's like a
You go
waiting
the night
list.
before.
Yeah, and then yeah, you can like go in there if you're single, they might get you out, but it's not like a guarantee. Yeah, Bethpage has like parking. I think it's changed, but like in its heyday, they had basically parking spots that were like numbered. So like you would get there and you'd park here, and you would have to stay there. So people would just get there at like 2 in the morning and stay overnight to try to get a tea time the next day. And it was like in order of like parking. It was crazy.
Create another course that can kick my ass. Let's go play there before the Ryder Cup.
That
Yeah.
was hard though, Dave. And what people got to focus on in that video too, where they were putting those pins, were insane. It was crazy. So the Barstool guys did it from the tips. They were tipping it out,
Oh my
which would
god.
have been funny. I was thinking about that. If we did do that, it would have been funny just to see of how high those scores would be.
I already went high.
We'd still be out there, bro.
Yeah, dude.
We'd
That.
still be
Oh my
we'd be on the back
god.
nine right now.
credit to the USGA because there were no rules. They were like, yeah, do whatever you want. Like, to be honest, it's the best marketing for the tournament that like you could imagine. Like every big
It's
and
true.
every single golf creator was there making videos for them, and they didn't have. There were no rules. It was like go do whatever you want.
Just
out
the
there.
roped off areas you couldn't hit off of, and that was
Yeah,
it.
that was it. And
Yeah.
keep
Yeah.
your hat and keep your hat forward. You know.
I did want Bob to have to hit out of that church pew. That would have been funny.
Well, I hit a ball
You
in
gotta
there, but I got lucky. It was like in the sand. It wasn't in
Oh,
that.
didn't go into the actual shit.
Yeah. All right, and then another thing to discuss, fellas, is big trip coming up, Utah. Excited about that, and it's with a collab. So we have the Bryan Bros, we have Grant coming as well.
Golden
So
Boy.
last time we filmed with them was in Jupiter, and Wesley said to me it felt almost too short, and I agreed. So we really wanted to do something with them. So really excited about that. The Bryan Bros have a really interesting video coming out that we're going to be doing. I don't know if they've said it before, so I'll hold back what it is, but that's going to be really exciting. I think Grant had mentioned doing a major with us, which is going to be fun. We did a major with them before, like a mini major. He's like, yeah, I was going to do a major. Like, we'll start you out with like 25 strokes. I was like, damn, man. Like,
Damn,
nobody, I
Just
love him to death, but he doesn't realize how many times he bangs me. Like, but Bob, like, I'll play on one leg, and then like you play from the front. Like, whatever you need, G, I got you covered, baby.
Have you beaten him on that format?
Yeah, the format I beat him on, and barely by one stroke was I started 200 yards out from every hole.
Oh, man. That's
It was terrible. So you talk about it's like
That's
fighting
tough.
a girl, dude. It's a
Played
lose.
That's tough,
18
dude.
par three.
I didn't see that one. I gotta go back
Really
and
tough.
check.
Oh, yeah, give it a watch.
Dude,
Give it
we
a watch.
we did the
Yeah.
videos at PJ National, and he was like talking about my swing, and he's like, I think he said something like it would be a pretty funny video idea if like I like suited up, like he was gonna make himself big and try to play like me.
Yeah,
He was going to like put like a fucking, I don't know what he was going to
Like
put
a
on himself,
cushion?
like a
The
pregnancy
old
suit,
Nicky
basically,
I
Cass?
remember this
and then try to
happening.
go play. Yeah, he was like, "Be a pretty good video." I was like, "This is one of the more offensive things anyone's ever said to me."
The Nicky
But all right,
Cass
yeah,
special versus Perez.
yeah. It's like, all right,
Oh.
yeah, and I'll just not eat for a year, and I'll do a video looking like you.
Bob, we actually beat him the last time we played him, the 2v1.
Pretty bad too. Pretty bad too.
Boy's been on a run.
And I
Yeah,
beat
that
Bobby Fairways if he starts 50 strokes ahead of me.
it's crazy. And he's so nice, and I don't think he even knows how bad he's banging. And look, in fairness to him, came down to the came down right to the wire. I had to hit.
Good
Yeah, I
format.
just. Yeah.
Good
It
video.
worked
It
out.
was thought out
Yeah.
probably pretty well.
I've
But,
never been to Utah or
Neither have I.
Pittsburgh, but some of those videos coming out of Utah golf look insane. Shout out to
Home of
Melosi.
Melosi.
You talk
Yeah.
about the state that Melosi built.
Yes, he owns that place.
Yeah.
He really does. He was telling us, he's
Talk
like,
about
come
a
and see
nice
Georgia.
guy too, man.
Oh,
he's the
very
best.
nice guy.
I've never
Yeah.
met somebody who's so supportive and nice, just like out of the blue sees you. And like my one good hole. Well, every time he was around me, I played. The one good hole was that one on the ninth. He was on the green, and he's like, "Yo, you're striping." I'm like, "You have not seen the horrors that happened on the other 8 holes here." But he is just such a
By the way, that was the
embracing
biggest
guy.
green. That hole, I think, is the biggest green I've ever seen in my life.
It blended into the practice green.
Yeah,
I
I
had,
have a video of FP chipping from the patio, and the hole's like 100 yards from there.
I
had 3 too many clubs on that shot, apparently.
I had a bet with Melosi about, I'm not going to say what it was because if people want to go watch the video, but it was about you, Bob, and I lost.
Everybody was taking action on my strokes. Like everybody was like,
If they wanted a winner, they should have just taken the over on mine. I would have.
yeah. But you've been playing good to where you think it's hard to get. I mean, anybody can get beat up from there. It's just a big boy, dude.
Right at fairways.
Another thing on our list. Go ahead, Yams.
Well, when Dustin Johnson won the Open there, I think he finished at like 4 under for the tournament, and he won by like 3. So you can't really expect. These are the best players in the world that
He finished 4 under on the tournament
on
and
Sunday.
won.
Yeah,
That's
like
amazing, dude.
I think it's going to go over.
And
Angel won in 07
at
One
Oakmont,
over.
yeah, it's
One over.
it's-
One over.
for those guys.
Holy shit!
Insane.
Yeah.
So don't beat yourself up too much, is what I'm saying.
I do think that like when I watch these tournaments, like that one, the Byron Nelson when Scotty was like 30 under, like
31 under.
it's so much more enjoyable as the viewers. I mean, the players might not like it, but like it's so much more enjoyable when they're really challenged and there's numbers like that rather than seeing like a 30 under. It's just it's not nearly as enjoyable. You want to see the best in the world struggle.
What also makes it better for if a guy's got a lead with 2 or 3 holes left and people could possibly be bogeying those holes. That it's not just like an auto birdie, like it makes it for the field. It makes it more exciting.
That Philly Cricket Club that they were all talking about, obviously it had never really, or maybe it hosted a few events here or there. It's not like a course that they play on. They were talking about because it's a little shorter, they all thought they were going to tear it up. Guys struggled out there. I mean, the winning score is like 15 around there, but they didn't shoot as low as they were going to think.
The first day they did, and then
the rough and the greens. But guys were driving the ball like crazy, but not, necessarily. It didn't always turn into converting birdies.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a tough golf course too.
I
The
can't
rough
wait to
is
watch
crazy.
the U.S. Open. Just like after playing that course and seeing them trying to attack, like I'm gonna really. Anytime you've played a course and then you see them and you remember the course, it's fun to watch.
100%. Shot a million at the
you-
kid.
We can talk about
I
the
shot a million.
water clip.
What's the water top?
Dude,
Go watch me shoot a million.
when FP went into the water and he's like,
Oh,
content,
yeah.
isn't it, Bob?
I was
I don't
crying.
know if they put. I mean, you would know better, Gams. I didn't see it. I lived it, but he just turned to me and he just looked at the ball and he just looked back at me. He's like, "It's content, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." The way he hits it, oh my god, it's so funny.
That ball was never getting out of that water. Ever.
Oh,
And
It
then
was
when
so
he
good.
squished his feet back in his shoes, I was howling when I was.
It had to be cold, too, no?
It was
What'd you
freezing.
say?
That water was
The water had to
freezing.
be cold.
Oh,
Yeah,
so cold.
and he goes anything for views, and then he just rips it to his
Oh,
and you hear the people on the green like laughing, like it was
Yeah.
so
dude.
And the thing was, like a few holes before in a pond, there was like a gator swimming around. It's like they're in there. Like,
Are they really?
oh yeah, that was very stupid, but you know,
There were gators in
Content,
that
baby.
pond. Speaking of, Bobby Ray was talking about beating up a gate. You guys had like an
yeah,
argument.
it's crazy.
You wanted to. Was he serious?
Yeah,
He's
he
like,
thinks
yeah,
he can 7-foot gator. He thinks he can take down.
but don't you
It's just not possible, dude.
there
Like
are
you're not.
guys, there are people who like when gators reach the land, they call upon these gator guys
Yeah.
to come and get them back.
Gator hunters.
Yes, but he's not one of them.
No, and he's not talking about like corralling it and getting it into his pickup truck. He's talking about literally injuring the gator to the point where it's like he's killing the gator. It's like, dude, you're not gonna kill a 7-foot alligator. It's not gonna happen. Like
He's not
it's
talking
gonna
about taking the
smoke you.
string and like
No, he's not taping its mouth up and like
Yeah.
relocating it. He
Just
literally
use it
thinks
as
he
like a
could like
boxing bag.
yeah, like he beat it up and make a belt out of it. Like no, dude, like you're gonna get smoked.
that could be on the totem pole of the last jobs that I would ever want to work. Those gator guys, dude, those guys who come in and swipe those gators. I saw one guy doing it on like the highway in Florida and he was going at it with this thing. Remember the guy
I'd
at
do
the
that over the deadliest catch. I'll tell you that much.
Mike
remember
Ray doing jobs, great
do
job.
you remember the guy at our last live podcast? I don't know if you guys got to talk to him,
Oh, the
but
snake charmer
his
guy.
job
Oh, yeah.
is like the state pays him to go out and get snakes.
Yeah.
I had so many questions for him. That was fascinating.
You get like paid by the foot on these pythons out in the Everglades. It's like he literally. It's like I was like, how? It's like you get bit. He's like, I get bit every day. And I'm like, fuck that, dude. Like you're out of your fucking mind. He
Oh,
loves
they're
it. He wanted us to
venomous.
come out and do it with him. He's like, come out. Like he's got an airboat. How
Oh,
much money, Bob?
Bob.
How much money, Bob, to get you out on a python hunting airboat?
my.
dude, a lot. I told him I didn't
Let me
even want to
give you a
give him
number.
any hope. I said to him, I was like, dude, there's no way. Wow.
30,000.
I mean, am I just in the boat watching from afar?
Yeah, I mean the snake's coming on the boat though. I mean that's
Yeah.
the whole point. He's getting the snake on the boat.
I'm out. I don't
Yeah,
do-
it's over 30.
Yeah.
The guy just had to be on the boat. You know what I was excited for that ended up stinking was the
Gator tour.
Gator
Yeah.
tour. I was so
Let's hand up
excited
on that one.
for.
No,
I
it was a good
I
idea
thought
from
the
you.
idea was good too, but it just wasn't fun.
Yeah.
Good drones. Good drones we'll never use.
We saw a gator taking a nap. That's what he showed us. It's true. It was supposed. Yeah, he's like, there's
Among the
Sally
reeds.
and sleep.
Yeah, I think it was just a robot, to be honest.
The boat was fun. We were flying in that marsh.
I've got some
Yeah.
good pictures.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
good pictures came from funny pictures came from
Yeah.
that with us with the things, not of the Gators.
No.
You know. All right, Yums. Do you have any Q&A? Pop like 2 Q's and A's.
I think this is a solid one. I think. Rank the boys in order on most trusted on picking the restaurant in a new city.
Mm.
Now, there's a clear number one,
Joe,
which
for
is
sure.
Chauncey. And then I think it goes a little downhill from there.
What do you think, Joe, as the clear cut number one? I don't know,
like
dude.
picking a good spot. Like,
I'll
okay,
take, like-
here's where I'm gonna put this.
I got yeah.
Okay, is it fast food or is
No.
it like a regular restaurant? Because if it's
A
fast
local
food, I think
restaurant, I would think.
Fast
Stoops-
right?
food's everywhere, though.
Stoob's always got us in good spots with like Bojangles and these other spots. He's put us in a good spot, so I would put Stoob. But like for just a regular restaurant,
I've messed up. I
Bob
took
is
us to-
either unreal or he's terrible. There's
I
no
was
in
going to say
between.
that exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
It's either a hit or it's a total miss.
I agree.
But Bob's also he's like he uses the internet well. Like you're not going to go out and do it on your but you'll leverage like your resources to get recommendations that then funnel into a good spot. I took us to a really bad Italian restaurant in Scottsdale one time.
Oh,
Which I gotta own up to
remember
that one. I did some research and it was clearly not correct. So that one will always, at least in my mind, always hang around.
I think you're
Takes
pretty
a
good
lot.
though
That's
normally.
the thing,
Stu.
though. if you suggest a place, like I won't make suggestions regarding like restaurants, because if you take an L, you're toast. So
Yeah.
With this crew, yes,
Yeah,
High
that is
risk,
Maybe
true.
that
high
sushi
risk, high
spot you
reward.
brought us to
Correct.
Arizona was good.
You took a
The one
lot
where
of
you
shit
did
for
the-
that. No,
Sushi
but that
broker
Italian
stuff.
place he
I
said
stand by
was
sushi broker stuff.
terrible.
No, that place was fun. I'm saying I think collectively
Cutsy has a sense. Cuts, you have a sense where you'll pull into a parking lot and you'll look at the surroundings and you'll be like, okay, this is gonna. You'll know if it's gonna be good or bad based on like the smell of the air outside the car.
the thing is, I will say too, with us collectively as like we've gotten fatter, we don't go to restaurants anymore. We just order into the Airbnb. Like it's very rare for us to like. I was trying to think about this when you asked the question, Jet. We don't go to like restaurants anymore. Like we just sit at home, watch sports, and order food to the Airbnb.
Well, there's a time constraint. It's not like we're just, it's a faster thing. We're working, we're at the course, we're back. It's not, you can't just always go out to eat.
We'll
Bob
always
also
say
does the
something like,
thing.
"Oh, we'll get back to the house. We're gonna shower up, and then we'll go
No.
get something."
Yeah.
Never happens.
No,
Ever.
it doesn't. Bob, you also do a nostalgia thing. When he picks restaurants, he'll pick a place because he used to go there. And he actually hit a spot really good in Miami, went to this barbecue spot. But I was a
Shorty's.
little weary because he's done this before where he's like, this is a nostalgia play for me. And I'm like, oh God, this could be horrible.
No, but that I knew
That
was
place
gonna
hit
be
though,
good.
Bob. I'll give you
Yeah,
credit.
that place was.
Speaking of
That's a
nostalgia,
banger.
remember Orlando,
Ruby
Claremont?
Tuesdays, that was a low
Remember,
point.
remember
What's
when he
that?
made us pull into a Ruby Tuesdays
Oh, so we could
so we
smell
could
the
walk
salad
in and
bar?
smell it? He wanted to walk in. He wanted to go into a Ruby Tuesdays to smell the place, and then he walked right out.
He's a
What
big
did it
scent
remind
guy.
you of?
It's the wildest
Just
thing
like my
I've ever seen.
childhood, we would go to Ruby Tuesdays, or like if I saw a Fuddruckers, if I drove by, I would have to go into a Fuddruckers.
Yo,
Remember
you're crazy, dude.
Remember, I had to sniff going to the hotel in Miami.
Oh,
I
Yeah,
had
he
to
did.
go-
Yeah,
Yo,
he
yeah.
did.
He's like, I just want to walk through the lobby.
We went to Miami for the UFC.
Oh,
This guy's out of control.
Oh,
When it comes to the old places he worked, and like it's crazy. Like I have a lot of respect for it too, because it's like going back, like you remember all the time. He's nuts about it.
We went to Joe's Stone Crab, and then after we rerouted to go to that old hotel, and he was just walking through the lobby and into the bathroom and back. What was that old hotel you worked at, Bob?
That would be the Kimpton Anglers Hotel. Because a lot of these hotels pump a
Just
scent.
walking in
So,
and out of there like a fucking lunatic.
like the
Well,
Mandarin,
like,
yeah.
he's like, they
People
they
at the
changed things
Mandarin,
around a little bit
I
in
gotta
there.
tell you,
Yeah, Stu, he's like,
these
they
years
changed the
later-
scent.
all these years later, however, it must have been what 5, 6 years, 7 years. There were a couple people who worked there who he was like the prodigal son returning home. They were like, it was impressive. Like, and they clearly loved him, but. Don't go back to any of his old spots with him because he forgets you're there because it's he just like falls into this like aura and you're like I'm here, like it's crazy.
I
It's
was
wonderful.
I was Uncle Lester, the head bellman,
Yes, Lester,
and
yeah.
then Cristobal, who was
Yes.
the valet. Yeah,
There's
but they
one more
pump
good one.
these
Cristobal.
scents into the hotel, so I have such a memory of these scents. Go ahead, Jet.
Okay,
That's
last
so-
one. This is a good one,
Crazy.
and it says
Cristobal.
Cristobal and Uncle Lester.
that's what they knew.
How excited were they to see me?
Oh,
I knew like that made sense. It was impressive. It was very impressive. What course has had the best halfway house in terms of food that you all have played? I'll be honest. So there's a lot on the list, but we played one recently that we were just at. I forget what it was called in Pittsburgh, Stu.
Oh, Valley Brook.
That place was
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Dottie's spot.
And Marie
Oh,
Dottie
that was
Dottie.
cool, dude.
had it all figured out.
But the reason being, it's not like it's this, like they have like all these hot. It's like the guy said it was like a candy shop, and they had all these little candies hidden in there. Yeah, that was special.
And then I think you guys used to, I don't think we ever filmed there, but you guys used to always talk about the one in LA.
Oh, Hillcrest, man.
Hillcrest.
That's the holy grail.
all right. Isn't that
Give me
gone now?
No, so you're thinking
of
Brentwood?
Brentwood.
You're
Brentwood.
thinking
Okay.
Brentwood. And they had a little halfway hut, but like Hillcrest has, I remember the first time I went, I was so taken aback that I filmed a video on my phone and I posted it. Poor Frankenheimer was horrified because it went viral. I remember it went on like Zaire, and then Rick Shields randomly posted this before I even talked to Rick, and it was like all over and had like the logo of Hillcrest on it. And so Frankenheimer actually got called into a meeting to like a disciplinary thing. I felt terrible.
That video still
No,
pops up.
It
it
does. I
does.
try to make sure
Which
it
is not
doesn't.
good
But
for
sometimes
anybody.
But
it'll pop up
Frank-
on TikTok, and I apologize
But-
profusely.
what Frankenheimer told me that bothered Frankenheimer, and this is classic Joe. He got a letter in his locker and he got disciplined, and he told Joe, and he said Joe's immediate reaction when he goes, "Oh, you're fine. Who give like they don't give a shit. Like you're fine."
Well, he's
And
on
Joe,
the board pretty much.
but it's still him to decide whether or not he's.
I did
fine.
apologize profusely. Maybe
Yeah.
you didn't put that in there, but I did.
He's fine, Bob.
He's fine. He's fine.
fine.
I don't ever want anybody to deal with issues. I want things just to be fine.
I'm trying to think. I
Sure.
don't think there's any other place that like crazy stands out. To be honest, it's all
Discovery
a blur.
Properties apparently.
Discovery's incredible.
That we
yeah.
filmed that. I'm saying I don't think we filmed. It's all a blur now. The other day I was trying to think of all the plays, like some of the plays. Obviously, you have it in your phone. Like if you go through your photos, it's all a blur. I can't remember courses anymore.
I will say the
Stream
one
Song
cool
does
thing,
well.
Yeah, I think the Discovery. I'm like in the Discovery Properties, but I will say, Bob, the one place where we went to where you could literally have anything that you want, and FP, you played there with us too, is at Shadow. Like if you ask for anything, like I asked for a jumbo shrimp cocktail with marinara with cocktail sauce, and they brought. Remember, Bob? They brought me the whole
Yeah,
thing.
of course.
Like anything's on the table because they use it for high rollers. So like whatever you want, like they'll just bring it to you. Now they don't have like I don't remember they have and them having a crazy halfway hut, but like that place is off the charts.
I think what's cool, like with Hillcrest's a spot and a lot of a great halfway house doesn't necessarily just have to be at the halfway house. Like you could do it coming off the 6 hole, you can get it, or there's like you have like 3 different times where you get to hit it for cocktails and drinks, which is always fun. But all right. Well, again, majors coming soon. Which you said, a lot of good content coming. We got the Utah trip coming as well. So head on a swivel. Thank you, folks, as always, for the support. Another podcast that has been the Bob Does Sports Podcast. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next week.